Welcome to our monthly meeting. So I decided to launch these. I thought it would be fun to have something once a month where we kind of check in with each other and get updates on what some of the social activities are around Houston. That's where we're based locally here in Houston, and around the diaspora. So future meetings, I'm going to try to get it set up to where we can have people call in. That way, if there's something that you want to share, something coming up, you're welcome to share it, and we'll just have you call in to join us. So our next meeting is going to be March the 13th. It's also going to be via Zoom, so you can join in that way. If you miss the meeting, we want to record it so that you can catch up with us later on. But we want to have it at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. Again, Zoom meeting. And we're going to run these about once a month. So just so it can be a little bit more interactive. So we'll go ahead and get started. Okay. So diaspora social events. So there's this Ghana Action Forum. It's hosted by Osfor, which is a group that I'm a member of online, and I'm part of their listserv. And it's really good if you're interested in Ghana at all. It's really good to join. You can network very easily there. And again, I have never attended an in-person meeting, but I am a virtual member, I guess you can say. And so I attend a lot of their, maybe they have Zoom meetings. I've attended those in the past, and I am part of their, as I mentioned, I am part of their listserv. So I get a lot of the information and things that go on in Ghana. So it's really cool. And it's, so I really recommend if you're someone who's interested in moving to Ghana, or if you're just interested in what goes on there, I would recommend joining their group. But anyway, so March 3rd through 4th, 2022, they're having a Ghana Action Forum. And of course, the theme right there is Bridging Home and Abroad for Ghana's Development. So if you want to start a business, or if you just want to really network with people on the ground there in Ghana, again, Osfor is a really good organization to join. And if you happen to be in Ghana during that time, it's going to be held at the Kempinski Hotel, and you can actually attend there yourself. Now, I'm not associated with this group in terms of hosting the event, so you'd have to reach out to them yourself if you want more information on the event itself and pricing. But I did just want to share the information I have, and as I get more information on what type of things go on, I'll make sure to spread the word also. Okay, so now to Houston-based events. So if you're local in Houston, like we are, you know that there's always things going on in Houston, and we're also very active in the community. So one of the things going on here in Houston is the International Soul Food Brunch. You can see February 27th, and there's going to be some vendors. And again, I'm not associated with this organization. It's by Elite Experience Events Cultural Organization. I'm just passing along information on different events that I may know of. And we, Dreamy Tropical Travel, will actually be a vendor with the Black Market on March the 12th, 1 p.m. through 5 p.m. So make sure that you join us. We'd love to meet you there. We're going to have our own booths, but just come out, support some of the local vendors, and just have a good time. The Black Market, if I'm not mistaken, they also opened a location in Pearland, like an actual brick and mortar location. That I'm not quite sure the address, but I do know it's out in Pearland. So if you want to actually shop outside of their pop-up shops, like an actual store, they have those there in Pearland, so you can actually join in. Okay, so we're just gonna do some updates on some of the COVID requirements if you're traveling soon and just want some information. But we do say to make sure you do your own research, because these requirements, they do change pretty often, and we want you to make sure that you do your due diligence and not just rely solely on this, but this could be a good point to start. But just make sure, like I said, make sure that you are doing your research as well to stay abreast of any changes. But the Dominican Republic, they don't have any entry requirements for Americans. So if you're an American, you don't have necessarily any entry requirements, but if you're not vaccinated, you are subject to random breath test where it's a tool they use to where they can actually detect if you have COVID. So you are subject to that. And also a word of advice is to carry around, if you are vaccinated, carry around your COVID-19 vaccination card. Because in most places like resorts, food places, restaurants, they do require you to either be vaccinated or something to that, or maybe present a test that you have taken recently showing that you don't have COVID. So carry that around with you. Masks are required in most places in the Dominican Republic. Aruba, so they're requiring a PCR test, negative results, or full vaccination card for ages 12 years old or older. And they do have curfews in place. If I remember correctly, they have a 1 a.m. curfew. They have a 3 a.m. curfew for some other places. And they do require social distancing. I think I remember seeing that they only allow like 10 people per table or something to that effect. So social distancing is required. In Puerto Rico, they do require proof of vaccination or negative test results if you are unvaccinated. All right, and this I thought was pretty interesting. So Pharrell Williams, he actually is opening up a resort called Somewhere Else, Somewhere Else Resort in the Bahamas. It's 400 rooms. It's mostly pink building, and it's supposed to be a tropical modernism type of theme. And it's expected to open up in 2024. So we'll keep you all updated on that. But I just thought that was interesting. And we have a visual courtesy of Atlantis Paradise. That's actually, if I remember correctly, that's actually the resort that he's teaming up with to build this. So this is just kind of like a rendition of what it's expected to look like. But 2024 is when we can look forward to seeing this. Okay, so upcoming trips. So we have our own trips. And before we dive into the trips, one thing I wanted to say, let me just go back. Let me go back to the Houston-based events. One thing I can say as a not Houston native, but someone who moved here within the last 6 or 7 years, Houston is a great place to really jump in and get involved and meet people. And one of the reasons why I want to start doing this on a regular basis is because if you're new to Houston, I don't want you to feel like you have to just sit at home and, there are so many things you can get into. As far as if you want to go somewhere to worship for church, if you're on the north side, I want to recommend Fallbrook Church, the Fallbrook Church. I've attended there and it's wonderful, and it's a great place to have a really good young adults ministry. And so if you really want a place to dive in and get to know people, that's great. If you're more on the southwest side, Riceville Mount Olive Church is really good as well. So those are two churches that I wanted to recommend. If you're into community service, the Houston Area Urban League is really good. And I've met some really good friends through that organization, and we're still friends to this day. That's an organization I joined when I first moved to Houston. I didn't know anyone, and I was really kind of wanting to meet friends and also wanted to make some professional relationships, connections, because I was also looking for a job. And so I was able to really meet a lot of people and everyone was really friendly and welcoming. So the Houston Area Urban League Young Professionals are Hall, HAULYP, Hall YP. Just look them up online and you can really get some good information on events happening around Houston. I remember I did this one event that they had, I forgot what it's called, but it was like a bike ride, and we biked through the 5th Ward, and it was so much fun. So just be on the lookout for different events they have, and you can really get involved with Hall YP. Okay, so let's go on to upcoming trips. So Dreamy Tropical Travel, we do put on our own trips as well. So if you enjoy traveling, enjoy seeing new places, for our community, we do put on trips. Most of our content is geared towards women, but we invite anyone on our trips who are welcoming to everyone. We do want to reach out to women of color. Traditionally, people of color haven't been traveling internationally. We do travel some domestically, but internationally, we're not really present on the scene like that. And so part of our mission is to make sure that everyone feel comfortable traveling and seeing places that they may not ordinarily feel comfortable traveling to. So our trips, I like to call them group-ish because I do believe that part of the transformative power of travel is that spontaneity and that freedom to explore. So I did not want the trips to be group trips in the sense that you're tied to a group the entire time and every single detail of your trip is planned out for you and you don't have that extra wiggle room. So we handcraft our trips and we make sure we're very cognizant of allowing people to have enough time away from the group. And most of the time you are independent, and really it's only certain aspects of the trip where you may do things with the group here and there. So for example, for the Dubai and Abu Dhabi trip in the UAE, you may have a 3-hour city tour, for example. That's just an example. It's actually longer, if I'm not mistaken. So you have, let's just say, for example, your city tour, which lasts 3 hours, right? So for that 3 hours, you and the group will go, do certain things within those 3 hours to tour Dubai, downtown Dubai. And then after those 3 hours are over, you're actually free to go do what you want to do for the rest of the day. So you're not tied to the group. You don't have to, if you click with someone and you guys want to hang out, go out that night, whatever, you're welcome to do that, but your entire trip is not planned out with the group. So that's something that we really focus on when it comes to our trips, making sure that you have that comfort of knowing if something happens or if you really want to hang out with someone, you have that group environment, but at the same time, you're primarily on your own, independent. And another thing is, I'm a mother, and so we make our trips, we call mom friendly. So you want to bring your children, we definitely work with you. When you have your consultation after booking your trip, we'll make sure to accommodate those things with you and your children so that everyone has an enjoyable experience. So that's just some things to note. But yeah, we're really excited about our Dubai and Abu Dhabi trip. It's going to be, we have one here coming up in the fall, October 13th. The deposits are coming up. The deposit deadline is coming up soon, okay? So May 6th. And then we have another trip if you can't make it this year. We have another one next year, May 19th through the 26th. Our deposits are $350 for that trip. So we're going to be rolling out some more trips, Accra, Ghana being one of them. We'll also have a Paris and London trip being another one. And we are going to have some more trips coming up in the Caribbean soon. Excuse me. So be on the lookout for that. If you want to be notified whenever we have those trips, the dates posted and registration opens, make sure you text TRIP to 844-387-8681. Also subscribe to our website. When you go to our website, you can subscribe and we will be notifying everyone when those trips are posted. So we're really excited about all the great things that are coming up. All right, so we want to thank you guys for joining us. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Make sure you join us for the next meeting, March 13, 2022. If you have an event that you want us to discuss or talk about, make sure you email us, info@dreamytropicaltravel.com. Email us so that we can try to include it if it aligns with the type of content that we put out and we think it resonates with our audience. We will consider to announce it, and also make sure that you connect with us on Facebook and Instagram. And for everyone joining us on YouTube, please make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Okay, so everyone have a wonderful, blessed rest of the month of February, and we will see you in March. Bye.